Virgo. So you Virgos have the King of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Six of Cups. So obviously you already know what Six of Cups means. It means that you and a person that you know well are going to have some form of communication. Um, the King of Cups and the Seven of Cups represents the reason, right? Reason why it is that the Six of Cups is happening, which is this person now is beginning to understand how stupid they were being with you when they were spending so much time being very disrespectful to you Virgos and making it very difficult. Because one thing that defines our relationships a lot of the times, until we decide to actually learn from our lessons, right, is people like to most definitely play like they're royalty in comparison to us, and that our presence is somehow bothering them, even though they begging and they have their hand out when it comes to us and they want us to do everything for them. But anyway, they're starting to realize, like it is, I said before, Virgo, that they wasted a lot of their time being so combative to you. So now they're coming back in. Here's the problem, though. The Eight of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. If and when these people do decide to come back, they're going to find it very difficult that if they do, in fact, decide to come back, you Virgos are not very believing of them the second time, or maybe even how many times you've been through this, because a lot of you Virgos know better, right? Just life, reflecting on it, learning from your mistakes, ruminating on it a little bit so that you can understand where you went wrong, what you could do better. And you're in a situation where you're not going to believe them because you've been around the block a couple of times enough to know that desperate people will say anything, especially nowadays, because people don't have honor and integrity to not necessarily lie so much. Everyone lies, but it just depends on what time period you lied. Have you lied 2 years ago and since then you stopped lying, right? So everyone lies, right? But when people get desperate, and especially when they don't have a soul, they lie a lot more because their hands are up in the air. It's like, I don't care, right? So now the Hierophant is about, and a lot of you Virgos get this. A lot of you Virgos understand this. The Hierophant represents you're trusting your gut. You're trusting that you will make the correct decisions enough to actually not fall suit to the same thing. Because what has a Virgo kind of want to give up and stuff like this and not really rock with love anymore is because we've been around the block so many times. So many people have worked, right, the same angle, but with different stories. It's like, why is it that you keep going through this? And eventually, what it is that a lot of the Virgos make the decision of, you know what? I'm so experienced when it comes to people who say one thing and do another. They're chameleons trying to essentially blend in with their surroundings so that they can go unnoticed because they want to be on some stupidness that a lot of the Virgos end up becoming aficionados at this. You end up becoming very good at being able to spot out fake individuals in the first place. So the King of Wands and the Three of Wands represents some of you Virgos may even be trying to get to know different people, as this person is trying to contact you, but you don't care if these people that represent the Six of Cups from old school, people that you already know and you're acquainted with and you have experience with, you don't care if they're trying to come back. You know you're not trying to go back together. You're not trying to get back together with them. Because, again, you Virgos have been around the block more than a couple of times. And you know that exes are exes for a reason and that they need to stay in the past. Stop trying to dig up dinosaur bones like you are an archaeologist. You understand what I'm saying? Digging up old stuff. You're not an archaeologist. Some of you might be, but the Chariot now is about how, and also every time you fail, a lot of you Virgos learn, like for me, I've learned myself. I've learned that when a person tells you that they've been to jail, they've been to prison, I don't care what it is that the person says. I'm still leaving because the chance is too great. And like it is, I said before, I'm learning from my mistakes. And obviously, no one is perfect. No one knows absolutely anything. I don't care who you are, psychic or not. No one knows absolutely every single thing in the universe. That's great, but it's also one of the most painful situations because you wish that you could predict when a person would betray you. But the Ace of Pentacles is about how, but a lot of you Virgos understand that there's no point even anyway in going back to people that you already have a history with. And that's just what happens with Mercury borns, right? The idea, that's just what happens, Sometimes we could be in a Mercury retrograde as far as Gemini and Virgo without even actually having to have a Mercury retrograde happening, right, in the sky, where people will come back into our lives and we're like, what are we doing there? Or we'll go back and then we'll try to amend things and things won't necessarily work. But then let's clarify the Ace of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Yeah. Seven of Cups. King of Swords. And then you have the Five of Swords. You just see it like there's no point in doing this. Because you know that these people are not really, are not really going to appreciate it. You know that. So a lot of you Virgos are kind of like saving yourselves time. Like I talk about Kang, I talk about Thanos, Kang the Conqueror and stuff like this, about how, Kang is a time traveler. And I see it, me personally, I see it kind of like timelines. Like, why would I succumb or forfeit or be overwhelmed by a strategy, a tactic, an algorithm, something that I know, you understand what I'm saying, will happen in that particular way. And I know that it will because I've been down this road in life before. And then when this person showed me the same thing, it's like, nah, I'm out, and people who want to act like they're mad or whatever, the risk is too big to gamble because, to really trust people, as people that you see a hyena's back feet. You understand what I'm saying? A hyena's dirty back feet. When you are striving to be a lion and stuff like this, you really don't see the worth in it. You don't see the value in it. So now you as a Virgo is like, well, why exactly is it that you want to go down the same road, do the same timeline, walk into the timeline when you see, like Kang the Conqueror, you see alternate streams of reality, like Mandela effect. There's a timeline where you could walk yourself right back into the same timeline, or you could decide not to do that, go through the struggles a little bit of getting over the heartbreak and moving on to someone else. And at the very least, you don't get your heart broken by the same person again that you already knew logically that you shouldn't trust, but yet you got duped by them again. At least let it be somebody new, right? That you know what I'm saying, someone that is fresh at the very, I mean at the bare rock bottom. Let it be somebody new, right? Or even higher, than that, somebody that you suspect would not be a very good fit for you because they are a hyena. So you're staying away from them because you see that they're chameleons. They're dysfunctional in nature, but then they're trying to hide their dysfunctionalities by trying to make it seem like they're healing, right? So then you have the Six of Swords and the Five of Swords, which represents, and like it is that I said before, Virgos, mind your business. and continue to mind your business, because the more you mind your business is the more, you know, people who acted like they have so much problems with you can't mind their own business. You know, and this is what I was talking about 2024 moving forward. Like, all of this, I talk about quiches, and you have people who come in here and be like, oh, that's offensive, and all this gobbledygook. And it's like, why are you bringing your goofy self here? Like, all of that type of nonsense. My most enjoyable times is when I have something to do, and you know what I mean, and I go outside and I don't really have time to talk to, you know, the goofy individuals. If a person that I see is worth some form of respect or whatever, or hasn't done me wrong or any of that type of stuff, truly like that, I may end up, you know, taking a couple of minutes out, talk to them and stuff like this. But when it comes to people that are disrespectful, were disrespectful to me, that's some of my most happy times, you know, my most contentful times, my most joyous times, because, like, you know, going outside and working out and stuff like this, and just before I go work out, there's some Keisha that wants me to essentially, you know, slip and trip all over my shoelace for this person, and then I just like stare at what that means, and I'm such in a meditative state, to the point where I'm not really, you know, caught up with it, and I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead. I just text back, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and holler at you later. Look, if you don't want to talk, it is what it is. Have yourself a good one, and then literally go outside and work out, and then to know that I'm getting back to that in 2024 moving forward for the rest of my life, that's amazing. And this is what I'm talking about. It's the confusion, because let's clarify some more cards. Let's clarify the King of Wands. It's because people can't, like, dysfunctional, short bus people can't really make a decision, because their mentality is so warped. They're not built for it. Moon, to clarify the Three of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Four of Swords. Yet again, because the Moon, the Five of Pentacles, getting back to what matters to us, and not really tripping out about what matters to other people and what they're doing. The Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Swords now is about how, because, you know, a lot of you Virgos, like I said, the more you do you is the more other people, specifically jealous-hearted individuals that never had the intestinal fortitude to tell you that how it is that they really liked you, but they don't want to be delicate. You know, maybe not delicate per se, but they don't. Let's take delicate off the table, because I'm coming from my perspective. But I'm saying they don't want to be honest. They don't want to show you their underbelly. They don't want to show you transparency. And like I said, Virgo, the more you do you is the more they can't do them. So a lot of you Virgos are on this. Y'all are dating other people. Some of you are single, but y'all are loving it. And a lot of people that you used to know might be sniffing around. For any of you Virgos that might be sniffing around, when it comes to sniffing around them, trying to get back together with them, don't do it. It's a waste of time.